Why is the mouse so sensitive all of a sudden? I'm studying chemie. Dan Brown. Sacrilege.
I'm just working here till I finish my novel. Then I'm gonna buy the whole city. Or keep working here. Either way.
I think 3 clicks of the sensitivity button is enough. This is also still quite fast.
Then I'm gonna buy the whole city. Or keep working here. Either way.
Still quite fast, isn't it? Chris the Cynic.
Never asked what it was for.
Wasn't his name just Shopkeeper before?
Of course, as long as it's about.
Hold on.
I'll get going now. Bye.
Goodbye.
So let's read the new episode of Twist first. I read this. Now I'm on this. Right? This was... Which one was this one? The game begins, yes. Now we're on 7. Let's see how many there are. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're more than halfway through. Chapter 7, Unclean. Jock sat in his cell, probing his mind, searching for questions and answers, remembering all the bits and pieces of possible conspiracies he'd ever learned, suddenly trying to fit them together, as though he now had the missing piece that would complete the big picture. Then he wandered to escape. His mind fell blank. Then the alarm sounded. "Jesus!" Jess yelled, backing against a wall, staring at the crumpled body on the floor. It oozed a growing red puddle. "Dom, shit! You didn't need to shoot him." Dominic still held the gun with both hands, still pointed the smoking barrel at the fresh corpse. Then he swiveled around, looked at Jess, and winced. Some sudden look of struggle flashed through his eyes, and then his face blanked from all expression again. The guard who had been sitting at the station just down the stairs and inside UNATCO HQ was the one sprawled across the floor, newly dead. Just before he was shot, he had said into his radio, "We might have a situation here." As UNATCO troopers are wont to say, somebody deeper in the compound heard the faint gunshot, put 2 and 2 together, and sounded the alarm. The guard's eyes stared up at the ceiling. Dominic suddenly pounced forward, lifted the body, and pressed the guard's face against the retinal scanner. It buzzed. The door slid open. "Let's go," Dom said in a deadpan voice. Manderley was sitting in his office. He jumped out of his chair and stormed into the next room. "What the hell is going on, Janice?" he bellowed at his secretary. "I don't know, sir," she said, wide-eyed. "I think something's very wrong." "Let's go," the lead UNATCO troop shouted at the other 3. "Let's move!" They bolted up the stairs and towards the single glass door leading to where the gunshot had sounded from, all of them locking and loading their weapons as they ran. The lead trooper reached for the handle, and before he knew what was going on, the glass exploded in front of him, shards of all sizes bursting all over the room, slicing his body. The floor hit him in the back of the head, then there was the sound of thunder, and he didn't draw another breath. Dominic, splattered with fresh speckles of blood, did not hesitate to shoot at the other troops after diving through the door at the first one. He rose one arm, pointed the 10mm pistol at the first guard he saw, and squeezed. As he dove to his right immediately after, feeling bullets fly so close past his head that his skull vibrated, he watched the soldier's head cave in as the bullet tore through it. Dom hit the floor, slid, and squeezed a second round at the guard who had just fired at him. The bullet hit him in the shoulder. He jolted backwards, stumbling into the guard behind him. Dom fired again. The bullet pierced the man's neck. He gurgled, spouted a stream of fluid as he attempted to say or yell something, and then stumbled against a banister, toppling over it, and fell. The 4th remaining guard's face burnt with anger. He furiously sprayed a line of bullets, but Dom was gone before a single one of them hit the floor. The guard bolted towards the staircase Dom had fled down, tore around the corner, and stopped dead when his knee exploded. He stood there for a moment, looked down at his splintered kneecap, then back at Dom, who stood at the bottom of the stairs pointing his gun upwards. Dom's hands shook. He breathed heavily. He suddenly hated himself. Then he fired again and the fourth guard went down. Dom heard a door open to his right. He whirled to face it, and there was Joseph Manderley leaning out of his office, staring down the hallway at him. Then time slowed down. The image of Joseph Manderley's face burned in Dom's vision, pressed itself into Dom's memory. Suddenly, Bishop remembered something he once heard a bum say, a homeless man who thought himself as part of the NSF. "Now all I need's a rifle," he said. "And then it's just me and Satan. Yes, Satan. One last look into the devil's red eyes." "I know that bum. He lives in Battery Park." "You!" Dominic screamed as time sped up again. He lurched towards Manderley, who quickly popped back into his office. Another guard suddenly burst out of a conference room door right in front of Dom, spilling out into the narrow hallway. Dom raised his gun and felt someone else's barrel press against the back of his head. "Freeze!" the voice screamed. "Put the goddamn gun down on the floor." The voice ended with a gunshot, a splatter, and a gurgle. Dominic took the signal to go ahead and shoot the guy in front of you, so he shot 4 times. The guard never had a chance. He crumpled. Dom turned around. The soldier that was behind him was a mess on the floor. Bishop glanced up the stairs, just stood there, the barrel of her gun emitting a wisp of smoke. She had a hurt look in her eyes, a very hurt look. Dominic looked down at the dead rookie in front of him and once again reflected on how much he currently hated himself. Yes, taking the lethal approach. Then, just as he was before, driven by something alien, piloted, feeling like a puppet on strings, he forced himself down the corridor. Manderley stared at him in awe as Dom passed by his office. He turned to his secretary. "Janice," he said, mouth hanging slightly open. "Who in all fiery hell is that?" "I don't know, sir," she said, wide-eyed. When a coalition's 4 best agents are eliminated, things go wrong. Paul Denton defects, J.C. Denton defects, Anna Navarro is blown up, Gunter Herman loses his sanity. What is the coalition left with? Rookies and grunts. Security at UNATCO headquarters had become a joke. A boy in 3rd grade making good use of his imagination. "You can't get into my base," he would say, referring to his cardboard box that he had scribbled home base on with a red crayon. "It's mine. Go get your own base." Joseph Manderley clawed into his desk drawer, and removed the .44 Magnum. He hastily loaded the weapon, hands trembling violently, and stormed out into the hall. "Don't move, Janice," he said as he went through. The maimed and bleeding bodies in the hole made him gag. He felt as though he were going to vomit, but his rage kept him from faltering. Manderley jogged down the stairs, finding a few more similarly disfigured bodies along the way. He followed the sound of gunshots to the now dusty Agent Navarro's office and then to the prison. There he found the 3 culprits standing around other bodies. "This is absurd," he screamed. The 3 black-garbed figures turned and looked at him. 2 of them holding pointed guns. Manderley didn't care. He was already well down the road Gunter had gone down. "This is insane," he shouted again. "How is this possible? How did this happen? Why does God find humor in watching me take it up the ass every chance something can possibly go wrong? Look at you people. 3 of you. 3 of you destroy this. Everything. 3 of you kill so goddamn many of us. 3 of you make this mess." He spontaneously laughed. "And now you feel the need to point your guns at me. Oh, you've done enough damage. I don't care. You're here for the prisoners, right? Take them. Take them. They're a nuisance. This company is a nuisance to me. Life is a nuisance to me. You don't have to kill me. Let me do it." Let me do it. With that, Joseph Manderley swiftly turned his gun to his chin and blew a good portion of his head halfway across the room. Just turned away from the sight. Dominic and Brian stared. Dom slowly lowered his gun. "Damn. That was a little strange," Brian mumbled. "Yes, it was. I agree." The 3 of them became aware of how quiet the entire compound was. The only thing that disturbed the silence was the soft whirring of the fans. The compound was painted. The compound was murdered. Dominic dropped his gun. It hit the floor with an ominously loud thud. He looked down at his hands. They never looked so unclean. Minutes later, a helicopter would arrive at UNATCO. Men in black suits would step out and discover the first of the bodies. The compound would be swarming with UNATCO soldiers who had been out on assignment within minutes. The mess would be exposed. The discord revealed. The prisoners gone, the culprits gone. Word would be leaked. The story would be crawling all over every news station, channel, and show within minutes. At that time, Dominic, Jess, and Brian would be sitting in the warehouse they had originally come from. With their new friends, Jock, Alex, and Jaime, they would be sitting in silence. Their occasional glances would pierce Dominic's consciousness. Dominic's head would hang towards the floor. His mind would be furious and lost. His senses would be flooded as they digested everything that had gone so fast. All of the things he had just done. Dominic had killed only one person before that night. One guilty person. One guilty person, and in self-defense. 10 people. 10 innocent people. Young people. People who still had more than half of their lives in front of them. Dead now. In a cold darkness that Dominic had placed them. All the while, in the back of his head, he could hear something. Some distant voice whispering, haunting him, saying, "This will do nicely. This will do very nicely." He wanted to reach out and strangle that voice, to wring every last bit of life from it, to destroy it and be himself again. He wanted to cleanse whatever devilry plagued his mind, but he couldn't. He felt very helpless, sitting there and listening to the back of his mind, his conscious, and himself all at once. Jess had lost the Dominic she knew. Dominic had lost the Dominic he knew. Earlier tonight, the reporter said, her voice faintly resonating from the television, 3 unidentified assailants broke into UNATCO headquarters on Liberty Island and mercilessly killed every guard in the complex. Also found was the body of Joseph Manderley, head of UNATCO, who had apparently committed suicide. Why would they say that in the news report? I guess it's a cyberpunk dystopia. Others were found still alive, but shaken, like Secretary Janice Reed, who said to reporters minutes ago, "I don't understand what happened tonight. I don't understand the destructive mood the entire planet is in. This is it, you know. This is as good as it gets for a long time. It only gets worse. So many people I knew are dead." She refused any further comment. Bob Page turned off the television with the remote. He turned away from the screen, new thoughts flurrying through his mind. He couldn't decide whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. UNATCO would be down for a long time, recovering from such a blow. But Joseph Manderley was dead and the prisoners were gone. Page briefly wondered whether or not whoever did this was a threat to everything else in the bigger scheme, but then he chuckled to himself, because nothing was a threat to his plans. Oh dear, Bob Page enters the picture.
Finally it happened. I've known for months that World Corp would try to pull something like this.
Okay, now we can talk to...
Of course, as long as it's about Deus Ex, I'll be happy to answer.
My man, tell me about the Priory.
After Jesus went bye-bye, there was a lot of debate as to who they should look to lead. Probably because Jesus had said all the disciples were equal, and that bit about Peter being a rock wouldn't mysteriously appear in the Bible for a little while longer. There was one who did seem to have a higher authority, though. Even in churches that don't like her, she is called the Apostle to the Apostles. That was Mary Magdalene, who was not a whore.
Okay. What does this have to do with anything?
What does this have to do with anything?
In the beginning, people got along. A bit. Paul was killing everyone, but his name was Saul at the time, so it was okay. Peter was pissing off many. James, Jesus' brother, had his own ideas, and much of the church revolved around him for a time. Mary Magdalene was looked at with reverence. Judas Thomas was writing his stuff.
Huh?
Go on.
It was all going well. People of both sexes were allowed to rule, the clergy was part of the laity, and people were nice to each other. Things were looking up. Paul, the slaughterer of Christians, claimed divine intervention, changed his religion and his name, and joined in. Paul started off like a typical misogynist homophobe coming out of Roman conquered culture. Which is to say that he said that marriage should be monogamous, gays were bad, and women should both lack authority and remain silent. The last part was certainly harmful to people like Mary, but she may have already jumped ship when he was in his killing phase. The legends put her on her way to Egypt. How long she was there for and what she did is unknown. What is known is that in the end there is strong, though very far from solid, evidence that she ended up in France of all places. She is said to have arrived with 2 other Marys and a mysterious Sarah the Egyptian.
What is your source for all of this? Why does this matter?
Why does this matter?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
There's a lot of question about who Sarah is. On the one hand, she was important enough for the Vatican to
I don't
send
think
6
he's
bishops
understanding
and
my
priests
question.
to commemorate the 700-year jubilee
How
of
is
the
this
Restoration.
pertinent is my
I
question.
know. On
And
other
what
hand,
the fuck are you
Vatican
talking
canonized
about is a
Sarah
close
and, according
second.
to one source, tried to edit her out of history. What did they fear? Sarah was referred to as the Egyptian, perhaps because she was born in Egypt. She was also called the Dark Child. Of course, anyone who knows anything about religion knows that this is probably a reference to Lamentations chapter 4 verses 7 and 8, in which it says that the princes of Judah are now black as soot. In other words, she could be of the royal bloodline, a child of Christ born to Mary Magdalene while she was in Egypt.
Is this some insane conspiracy theory? And the connection to Deus Ex is?
And the connection to Deus Ex is...
In Deus Ex, there are the Illuminati. I assume you noticed them. Did you ever wonder how they managed to rule the world?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, here's the deal. In the game, the Illuminati started off as religious and political. They had various political organizations similar to the modern-day Trilateral Commission and the United Nations, both of which are their creations. In the religious realm, they had the ultimate control, the Priory of Zion. The Priory of Zion, spelled with either a Z or an S, depending on your mood, I guess, is an organization that claims to safeguard the descendants of Jesus, as well as proof of their heritage, the Holy Grail. In real life, the Priory is an enigma. We know it exists, but we don't know what it is. In the words of Wikipedia, it is an elusive protagonist in many works of both non-fiction and fiction. It has been characterized as anything from the most covertly powerful secret society in Western history to a modern Rosicrucian-esque ludibrium.
I'm sorry. I lack the proper academic degree to understand what that means.
It means that it's real, it's featured in a lot of stories, and no one has any idea what it is.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
Most believe
interesting.
it to be a hoax, and the extravagant claims made would tend to support that. The Priory was supposedly founded in Jerusalem during the First Crusade. The mission was to protect the desposni, or blood relatives of Jesus. The most important among them were, of course, the descendants of Jesus. The Priory supposedly had a large part in the Elf, or underground river, of esotericism.
You like using obscure words, don't you?
The Priory had a long history, often considered fictional, with many of the greats of the world as its grandmasters. Also, they wanted to restore the Merovingian kings to power because they said those ones were descended from Jesus. They had a funny way of showing it if they were.
So why does it matter?
Everything I've said so far is true, if you've noticed me saying things like seems, suggests, or claims a lot. That's because I was being honest. Here's where the fictional part comes in. In the game Deus Ex, the Illuminati, though constantly being reborn, held the world under their thumb for centuries. They did this in the political realm in ways I'll let Walton explain to you, but politics doesn't mean everything. For most of history, after the fall of Rome, more gradual decay followed by mercy killing than a fall, really, the church had more power. Even after the Protestant Revolution, the Priory was a way to have power over them. The Pope has to bend to your whims if at any time you can bring a male heir of Jesus into play. Even with the Petrine theory, Jesus overrules Pope. Protestants are no different. The churches had to do what the Illuminati said, otherwise they would find their followers pulled away from them by divine blood. That's also why they killed off anyone who told the public.
But can anyone just claim to be a descendant of Jesus?
If the public was allowed to know about the children of Jesus, then the Illuminati would lose their blackmail. They might not be able to control the heir that the world chose to lead it. So that's what that was all about.
That I don't believe this was ever mentioned in the game. Maybe there was text in the part where you go to a giant church, a giant cathedral.
And this was mentioned in the game where?
Nowhere. It was part of the backstory, mentioned in the Deus Ex Bible. It was only 16 words. Want to hear them?
Are you
Yeah.
serious? 16 words? Yes. Yes, I do want to hear those 16 words.
In the religious arena, the Priory of Zion gave it sway over the world's Western religions.
And he got all that from
Do you
that.
want to ask anything else?
Sure. We already know about the Greys. More? Tell me about the Templars.
Tell me about the Templars.
What do you want to know?
What can you tell me about the history of the
Can you tell me about the
Templars?
history of the Templars.
The Templars are one of those enigmas of history. Not really much of an enigma, though. In 1118, Baldwin II, Patriarch of Jerusalem, accepted a vow from a knight of Champagne. This marked the start of the Templars. 10 years later, the Templars adopt the monastic rule of Saint Benedict. They also start wearing white clothing with a red cross. That same year, they get papal approval. Because they had taken a vow of poverty, they couldn't make money. They lived entirely off donations, very big ones. They amassed so much wealth that they were able to found the first credit system. A pilgrim would drop off money at home, get a receipt, and pick up money at their destination. In 1250, the Templars showed that they were still religious in spite of the money, when 80 captured Templars were put to death for refusing to renounce Jesus. Then the Europeans were kicked out of the Holy Land in 1291. 13 years later, Philip, King of France, wanted the Templar stuff and, with the help of the Pope, arrested all of the Templars in France. Under torture, they confessed to a lot. Those that changed their minds when not being tortured were set on fire. In another 6 years, a council was called to decide the Templars' fate. When it finished the next year, the Templars were dissolved. In 3 more years, the last Templar leader was killed. But the Templars wouldn't stay dead. 3 years later, the Christian militia was founded. It was just a new name for the Templars of Portugal. In various other countries, various new organizations were founded. They were really just the surviving Templars. Prince Henry the Navigator became Grand Master of the Christian militia. Columbus was son-in-law to a Grand Master, and he sailed under a Templar cross. History says that they went into decline and disappeared. Conspiracy theory says that they are out there, doing things.
Okay. What do you know about the Templars and Deus Ex?
Okay, what things? What do you know about the Templars and Deus Ex?
Not much. They were allied with the Illuminati, very rich, and mostly destroyed by UNATCO a year before the game takes place. The operation was personally headed by Joseph Manderley, leader of UNATCO at the time of the game. There were originally meant to be Templar guards in the Templar Cathedral in Paris, but they were cut from the game as various elements of the plot were cut out. We really don't know all that much about the Templars. They were connected to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, which in turn connects them to other things, like the Illuminati, which we already knew. They had power, they lost power, and some members managed to escape it. That's it. That's all.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, let me ask you something else.
Sure.
The JFK assassination.
Tell me about the JFK assassination.
The story that most people hear is simple. A guy named Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, firing 3 shots at the president from the 6th-story window. And that is all well and good. All the supposed inconsistencies surrounding Oswald aren't actually inconsistencies.
What inconsistencies?
People thought that he couldn't fire the shots from that kind of a rifle that quickly, or that he could not have moved from the sniper's perch to where he was first encountered that quickly without breaking a sweat, or that he couldn't make it to the site of the second murder without running. It has been proven that none of these things are impossible, or indeed remotely unlikely.
So where do the conspiracy theories come from?
Some people refuse to admit that Oswald could have done what it is said he did, but they're just holdouts from bygone times. Others say that it could have been done, but maintain that it wasn't. These people may be correct. It's really too late in the game to check it out. For most, though, it's not a question of the 3 shots Oswald fired. It's a question of who fired the other shots. By pure accident, the entire thing was recorded off of a radio in the motorcade itself. 3 shots were heard, consistent with the sound of a shot fired from the 6th floor of the Texas Schoolbook Depository. But then a 4th was heard. Acoustic evidence shows that the shot is not consistent with those coming from the Texas Schoolbook Depository. In fact, it matches
Could it have
exactly
just
the
been
sound
like
coming from the grassy
reverberation?
knoll. The damn grassy knoll. Obviously, this matches eyewitness accounts, which would perhaps better be described as earwitness accounts. It also matches the video evidence, which shows the president getting shot in the head 4.8 seconds after the 3rd shot.
Well, that sounds like a pretty big inconsistency.
What's the point?
Well, Oswald could not have fired the 4th shot, so who did? The House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded that Kennedy had probably been killed by conspirators who, other than Oswald, were unidentified. This particular government commissioned investigation doesn't get that much press. Of course, others have said that the 4th gunshot was just random noise. A random noise that just happens to be identical to the sound of a gunshot fired from the grassy knoll when recorded from the motorcade. While it is impossible to discount this possibility, it has never been explained why someone would be playing a tape recording of a gunshot on the grassy knoll at the exact moment the video evidence shows Kennedy being shot.
What does it all mean?
What does it all mean?
That there was another
It's
shooter.
confusing as hell because as technology becomes better able to analyze the recording, we find out not only that the 4th shot is indeed real, but that there may or may not be a 5th shot. While we cannot improve the quality of the initial recording, there are ways to improve the quality of the playback. It was this improvement that led people to speculate that there might be a fifth shot. Even now, a new technology is being developed that might be able to improve the playback to the point that the fifth shot can be definitively thrown out or definitively put in. Until then, the jury is way out.
Okay, let me ask you something else.
Okay, let me ask you something else.
Sure.
But let's go back to the JFK assassination.
Tell me about
The story that most people... People... Some... Like... Obvious...
How does this fit into the game?
Okay, but how does this fit into the game?
How it relates to the game is simple. Kennedy is said to have made a speech at Columbia University 10 days before he died. During that speech, he is quoted as saying, "The high office of the president has been used to ferment a plot to destroy the Americans' freedom. And before I leave office, I must inform the citizen of his plight." I have yet to be able to confirm that he made the speech. It seems there are no impartial sources. Everyone either believes there was a conspiracy and will bend the truth to enlighten others, or believes that it's total bull and will bend the truth to enlighten others. In the game, there is no debate as to whether or not it's real. Kennedy made the speech, and the Illuminati killed him. They did this without hesitation or even discussion, even though they got him elected.
Okay. What about his brother?
What about his brother?
Robert Kennedy's assassination is a lot more clear-cut than his brother's. We know exactly who killed him, exactly what weapon was used, and so forth. What we don't know is why. The man who killed RFK does not deny committing the murder. How could he? But he claims that he does not remember doing it or why. Whether or not he's telling the truth is hard to tell. All evidence says that he had been hypnotized, but no one knows who hypnotized him. It is entirely possible that he hypnotized himself, and it was the premeditated murder it appeared to be. Of course, we have no idea why he would do that. Perhaps to get away with the crime by claiming he was
That seems
forced.
like an
If that is the
extraordinary
case, it did not
coincidence.
work.
He could have just
Probably
been a
was no different
psycho.
than anyone else who did the hypnosis. The guy was incredibly easy to hypnotize. Only a small percent of the population are that easy. So if someone knew a bit about it, they could have made him kill Kennedy. No one really knows what happened. So in terms of the game, one would think that it was the Illuminati.
What does it all mean?
The whole thing is confusing as hell because as technology becomes even...
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
sure.
I've exhausted all of this.
I'll get going.
Goodbye.
Seems like he could have just been crazy. He could have just seen the presidential assassination and gone, I can do that. But it's an extraordinary coincidence that he would shoot the brother of the person who just got assassinated under suspicious circumstances. Let's go talk to fake Walton Simons.
Hello again. Have some more questions?
Sure. How are nano augmentation and gray death related? Because they're both made with nanomachines. Right?
How are nano-augmentation and grade death related?
Okay, the nano-augmentation bit is complex, so I'll try to explain it in layman's terms. I'll cover nanite reproduction, then move on to why it causes gray death. First of all, the nanites are injected into the body. Then, the nanites insert themselves into the host cells. Now they are in a position to reproduce. There are two stages in nanite reproduction, the viral stage and the nanotech stage. The viral stage is first, and consists of a host cell producing capsid proteins used to create an empty shell to house the nanite's parts. The shell is based on a virus. The nanotech stage is next. The receiver, transmitter, and CPU are duplicated and inserted into the shell. New RNA sequences are transmitted from the original nanite by microwave and translated into plasmid vectors, an agent used to transfer genetic material from one cell to another. Then, the newly created nanite finds a host cell, and the process is repeated.
I think
Oh,
maybe
I
that's
tuned
right.
out. Hold on.
Go on.
What?
As you might have noticed, part of the nanite's design is based on viruses, and as you might guess, your immune system doesn't like any old thing inserting itself into your cells. Gray death is simply the symptoms of your body's immune response to the nanites. For you to get gray death, all that's required is for you to ingest some nanites. So you see, gray death and nano-augmentation are the same thing. Anyone except JC, Paul, or Walton who gets the nanites in their body gets gray death. Paul was the only one that MJ-12 could find that didn't reject the nanites. JC is a clone of Paul, and Walton Simons had his immune system replaced so his body could accept nanites.
Well, lucky for me that everybody in the city becomes susceptible to augmentation after a while.
Yes, that is rather handy.
Okay, how does the dragon tooth sword work?
How does a dragon's tooth sword work?
The blade itself is non-eutectic and made of pure nanomechanical
I'm not familiar
machines.
with this word eutectic.
It was developed by the VersaLab Corporation's Hong Kong branch, who
This I
discovered
know.
a way to mix nanotechnology and traditional metals. They inserted iron rods into the carbon framework of the nanites, electromagnetically manipulated microscopic scanners, cleaners, and hammers, which continuously move over the surface of the blade, dynamically forging it on command. I have written a Wikipedia article on the Dragon's Tooth sword as well.
That's very nerdy of you.
Yes.
Thanks.
More. What's up with the whiteboard in UNATCO HQ? Yeah,
What's
I
up
remember
with the
that.
whiteboard in UNATCO HQ?
The whiteboard in UNATCO HQ can be found in the break room beside Manderley's office. The board contains various strange notes on it that are theorized to be part of the concept notes for the development of Deus Ex. It's a clever way for the developers to hide an Easter egg in plain sight. The words that can be made out on the board are: suspects $400,000 each person, Tracer Tong 4 mil per plane, Robert Page $800, Margaret Chow, Max Chen $5.8 million, Jojo Fine, locations, organizations, Paris, Bavarian, Illuminati, Hong Kong, Templars, Nevada, Research, NSA, Robert Page Industries, 2 planes shot down in Russia, who is Jojo Fine's boss, and what is ambrosia?
That sounds really enigmatic. It'd be nice to get one of the developers to explain all that.
What's with the White House coup?
What is the White House coup?
We really don't know all that much about the White House coup, but what we do know is that President Meade survived it with both his life and office intact.
Yes, I
We
do
think it
recall
might have
hearing
something
about
to
that.
do with the clone of Meade
There was a
himself,
White House
and the
mission
fabled
that was
White House
cut from the
mission,
game.
which was planned but ended up being cut out of the game. Although, pieces of the White House mission can still be found in Deus Ex when summoning furniture marked as WH for White House. Also, you can find models of President Meade, his wife, and his 2 daughters that are used in the intro only. The models are sometimes reused later in the game as other characters too.
Well, I really must get going. I have important business to attend elsewhere.
Okay.
Yes,
Bye.
you see,
Come back soon. We're open 24/7.
my brover has given me a mission, and I must attend to it.
Am I behind a
Unknown
desk
motives.
right now?
Oh wow, there's a whole nother thing of... He's saying Walton Simon's lines from the game. Unknown motives. I'll have to read that afterward. Okay, enough.
Let's see, the book on mechanical augmentation goes by the...
Enough
Tour
having
guide
the
to
time
Saint
of my
Carter's
life
That's it.
bathing in the lore of Deus Ex. It's time to go, and High Priest Dark Templar has another holy quest for you. Meet him in the inner sanctum of the Goat Temple, and he will give you the details. I will do as you ask, Brover. Blink. Oh dear. Oh yes, I remember. I remember now. I'm a terrible person. Sometimes I forget for a moment.
They blew up Soul's bar.
Sometimes I forget for a moment, and I'm happy, and then I remember. Ouch. Spork. I don't need this defective spork.
Hello?
Oh!
Time to meet your unholy maker.
There's more of them. Is that a goat? Well, I'm not a lunatic. I don't need to kill all these people. I'm going to the temple. Have to kind of remember the layout. It's coming back to me. It is coming. Who's that?
Hey, you! Look at that wall. Look at the wall! Do you see any paint on that? No, you don't. It's a clay fucking one. I want you to appreciate that because it's taken me all day to get it that way.
Thank you for your service.
Goddamn vandals.
Okay. I have a picture in my mind of where the entrance to the temple is, but I can't remember how I got there. Is it somewhere around here? I think it's right here. Yep. No one sees me go into my secret lair. I'm in Goat City.
Oh dear. I hope I didn't forget to turn the milk off.
Ah. It's paradise.
Oh, what was today's blessing? Curses. I forgot. Oh,
Ooh.
the high priest to bless this holy food.
Is that him? Is that Dark Templar? No.
Oh wow, you're Trescon. You're that guy who blew up the ridiculous llama
Yep,
tanks, right?
it's me.
Oh man, this is so cool. I'm gonna tell all my friends I met you.
Have you seen Dark Templar around somewhere? I'm looking for my brover, Dark Templar.
Ah, Brother Trescon, go right up. Dark Templar and Her Supreme Holiness are expecting you. The code is 84591.
I wonder if I repeat the game, will I still be able to put this code in? 84591. I feel like I had that code somewhere. Whatever.
Oh, what was today's blessing?
It's a goat. What if I swim in there? Well, I'll wait until I know what the situation is before I start causing trouble.
Oh, what was today's blessing? Curses. I forgot. Hey, aren't you dressed?
Hello? Can't talk to him. What am I supposed to do? Sneak in? They invited me here. And I didn't save.
In the words of
Well, I didn't do anything, did I? I just read. But now the game hasn't made a note of the fact that I went through all those conversation branches. What if that has an effect? I doubt it. Who's that?
King said his forces will hit the checkpoint north of here when they've taken the corporate district.
IFF showing. Oh. Well, so much for that. Where's my gun? Why'd it go away? Okay. Well, I guess that was a good thing. It was quite accidental. Oops. Quite accidental, I assure you, but... gas grenades. It's probably fine. I'm sure these people all deserved it. Besides, they just de-res and then respawn somewhere else since we're in Forum City. We're in Forum Universe. Nobody dies. Nobody really dies in Forum Universe. I like the ambience of being here. This is what heaven for Deus Ex fans is. Let's go to the template. What's this? Oh, I thought it was a tall boy.
Oh, what was today's blessing? Curses.
I guess now I'll be able to check if the code is available, even if I haven't spoken to him.
Oh wow, you're Trescon. You're that guy.
That's the sound of reloading.
Hey, aren't you Trescon? Ah, Brother Trescon. Go right up. Dark Templar and her Supreme Holiness are expecting you.
I know the code. You told me the code. But when I get up there, there's a laser thing. And they act like they don't know nobody. Even though they invited me.
Oh dear. I hope I didn't forget. The High Priest have blessed this.
Okay, here I am. This guy's not talking to me. So what exactly am I supposed to do? I don't have the key for this. So what would you like me to do then, my dear? Would you like me to go in here? He's gonna be like, ha, that was a test to see if you'd be able to get past. We need you for a secret mission, Trescon. If you weren't able to get past the simple defenses, then you would have been useless to us. The activation lasts 10 seconds.
The High Priest have blessed this holy food. It shall protect me wherever I go.
What do you got here? You got a key?
Hey, aren't you Trescon? Wow.
Yep, it's me,
I heard about what
Trescon.
you did to those llamas. That was awesome. I'm so proud you chose to help us.
Denied. Okay, I guess I can just use my multi-tools.
The High Priest have blessed this holy
Not a big
food.
deal.
It shall protect me wherever I
What
go.
do I have? More? I have 16 lockpicks, 10 multi-tools. I only need 2 picks to open this. Still getting used to the new sensitivity. I'm trying a much lower sensitivity than usual. I think my previous sensitivity was unnecessarily high.
Hey, aren't you Trescon? Wow, heard about what you did to those llamas. That was awesome.
Wait a second.
I'm so proud you chose to help us.
Damn, it fired a shot?
Oh wow, you're Trescon. You're that guy who blew up the ridiculous
5,
llama tablet.
6,
Oh,
7,
man, this is so
8,
cool.
9,
Tell all my friends
10.
I met you.
Who are these? This is the High Priestess and the Brover?
Trescon, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our highly respected spiritual leader, worldly representative of my
His eyes.
High Priestess and ceremonial overseer, Athena.
Charmed to make your acquaintance, Miss Athena.
And your holiness, this is our new hero and greatest asset, Trescon. He was responsible for destroying the stone tablets of the llamas, thus turning the tide in our favor and allowing us to take the war with the wretched llama scum to the heart of their own territory.
It is a great pleasure to have you among us, Trescon. I do hope you like our fair city.
Oh yes, so very much. 'Tis beautiful.
Oh yes, so very much. It is beautiful.
Trescon, we have summoned you here because our war against the llamas is going very well. And it is time to deliver the final blow against that wicked heretic cult.
Tell me what needs to be done, and I'll make it happen.
We need you to infiltrate the Llama Temple again and liquidate their high priest.
That shouldn't be a problem. Oh, but I
Very
did leave
well.
the
I'll
silver
take care of
dragon
it.
alive.
Anything I should know?
But Abomination
We are
was the
not
real
sure
problem.
what
He's
security
dead.
measures are in place, but there are bound to be some, so be careful.
Fear not, I'm an expert at infiltration.
You'll gain the eternal gratitude of the goat cult. You will earn yourself a place amongst our most respected members. Your actions will go down in history.
And we will
Sounds
give you
beautiful.
1,000 credits, an augmentation upgrade, and a weapon mod or two.
Sounds good.
Oh, yes. And that.
Yeah, that'll do. You'll hear from me when it's over.
Good luck and take care now. Losing our new hero would be bad for me now. Is there anything else you wish to know?
If you please, High Priestess, I have served your cult for a day or so now, but I haven't had much time to hang around the temple and talk to the people here. Could you perchance tell me a bit about the High Priest, for example?
Of course. I believe you have earned that information.
Tell me a bit about Dark
She sounds
Templar.
like someone from Shenmue.
Dark Templar is a great warrior and an old hero of our religion. In fact, he will be remembered for all of eternity within our faith. DT helped erect this very temple. He is a very valuable guardian of our city.
I assume he's too busy to go out and kill Beefman himself.
Oh, we could not possibly be without DT long enough for that to happen. Think of him as our general. I may be a spiritual leader and serve as an icon to our believers, but Dark Templar is the reason our city was not overrun by llamas long ago. When he realized the llamas were too strong, he arranged for us to occupy this part of the city and isolated it on another domain. He also oversees the training of the holy guardians of our faith and the production of their foods.
I see. So the llamas were first in the city.
You might say that, yes. Historically, the llamas were first. I was once even a member of the faith of Lamar, before a group of us realized that we had been worshipping a false god, a figment of a diseased mind, and that the edicts of the llamas would only lead to chaos.
So you separated yourself from the llamas and formed your own religion instead?
The first manifestation of the mighty Ooh came to us and showed us the truth. His name was Gerard, a goat of great wisdom.
Gerard or
He showed us
Gerald?
the powers of milk.
Milk.
He formed the religion based on his wisdom to give people a choice. Before he died, Gerard's powers helped us create this city as a sanctuary to shield us from the wrath of the children of Lamar.
Children of Lamar?
Those who worship the false god.
Ah, I see. Was Dark Templar a part of this first group?
He was, yes.
And Oi Nutter?
And Oi Nutter?
Oi Nutter was not a part of the goat religion from the beginning. He came later, out of the blue. He had previously been considered a lunatic, a street preacher of spam and incoherencies. With us, his insanity was given a purpose, a focus through which to channel his unusual talents. We soon recognized his abilities to sway people with his almost hypnotical rhetoric, and thus he was initiated into our priestly ranks.
Interesting. Did you already fight with the llamas back then?
Not quite as much as we do now, but yes, our hatred runs deep. It started merely as a dislike for each other, but the conflict was fueled by competition and by the controversy over which tool was more useful, foods or sporks.
You mean you're fighting over which is better, a spork or a foon?
I regret to inform you that is true, yes.
If you'll forgive me, High Priestess Athena, that's more than a little stupid.
Yes, I know. It started as a peaceful discussion and evolved into a war spanning many generations. I am afraid it is much too late to arrange for peace now. All that is left to do is win or lose. Neither side will accept reason.
I see. Well, thanks for the information. I've definitely achieved a greater understanding of this religion.
You are very welcome, Trestcon. Good luck with Beefman.
Thank you.
Be careful, Trestcon. We cannot afford to lose one of our most promising heroes.
Good luck, Trescon.
Thank you, brother.
If you succeed in this, you will surely go down in history as the man who won us this ancient war.
Is that person just talking like that, or is there a device shifting the pitch of his voice?
What was today's blessing?
Athena. Should I break into Athena's office? I'm so curious. She's the High Priestess. I must know what secrets her office contains. What is this? Ah, rest rooms. What dark secrets may be contained in these rest rooms, if you will? Nothing? Not a key, not a note, not a vent? Impossible. Impossibly. Okay, what is this room? Ah, it's a template. 10 credits. Ketchup bar.
Oh dear. I hope I didn't forget to turn the milk off. Oh wow, you're Trescon. You're that guy.
I feel like I have to do it. I must do it. I must know. Someone coming? Sounds like there's security. Yep, right there. Uh-oh. Radar transparency. Anything in here? Yep. Okay. That's going to be a problem. Okay. Is there any security computer visible? I can switch on my radar transparency and run. Go, go. Surely there won't be any cameras in the toilet. A gold toilet? The height of decadence. She has a solid gold toilet seat. A jacuzzi. She's got a jacuzzi. The regular phone, nothing special. Assault rifle. Ooh, I want an assault rifle. Give me that. What? What is this? Liquor? Some of the good stuff? Okay, I'll drink it. And then I will do this and this. Oh, that doesn't work. This. Ooh, there we go. Now I can load it with 20mm explosives rounds. And then I can go pow, 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 and I can bring to bear firepower such as the world has never known. So I have 7 rockets, 6 EMP rockets, and then I also have 7 20mm grenade rounds. And I have 6 PS-20s, 3 lambs. That's not to mention my regular guns. I'm officially classified as armed to the teeth. Any cameras in here? Let's check under the pillows. Gotta check under the pillows, you never know. Is that a secret compartment? What did it open? Sounded like something over here. Oh. Is it that? The height of decadence. She's got all these luxuries. Who's there? She's claiming to be a religious authority by a bunch of people. Chapter 1. Although the bulls have long cleared the streets, the young men were still sweating and leaping for the amusement of the beautiful Spanish women. He walked among them, lamenting his own lost youth. The evening quickly fell into clear night, and all around the sounds of intoxicated voices wove around him like a school of minnows caught in a strong undertow. He pushed open the door to the closet watering hole and stood at the door for a moment. Closest watering hole, and stood at the door for a moment before going in. His name was Fred. It was a dark cantina. The cantina was dark like the night that falls swiftly during wartime in the Sangre de Cristo mountains. Fred had not thought about the Sangre de Cristo in many years. Maria had been there, Maria and many, many bottles of the sharp, crisp catenza that the Mexican elders drink in the hot noonday sun. Why, thought Fred, were so many of them named Maria? Even some of the men were named Maria, and as bitter, worn men with a woman's name, they did what they must. They fought with those that would taunt them, for that is what men named Maria must do. Maria Ibiza was one such man. A short, grizzly-faced man, front teeth permanently stained with the tar from years of smoking hand-rolled cigarettes. One afternoon he creaked open the door of his favorite cantina, the Tapista. His eyes soon adjusted to the darkness, the only light filtering through slats in half-rotten shutters. His heart began to pound. Enrique! Enrique, the dark Enrique. Enrique had been drinking with Fred since the morning, and she clung to him like a drunk woman with a hair lip. So Enrique's a woman? For that is what she was. Maria and Fred had fought over her when they were young men, not to win her, for she had a hair lip, but rather to fight each other for the sake of the fighting and the winning, for in those days they were filled with the foolishness that clings to boys like sweat on a humid day. In the end, Maria had won her, for Fred had often gotten their names confused, and a hot-blooded woman like Enrique would not stand for it, hair lip or no. They sat at the bar and motioned the barkeep to pour each a double and settled into their evening drinking poses, their ragged clothing touching. Fred showed them his knife, which was 10 centimeters long and shaped like the crescent moon they once shared over Turkey. "I've news," Maria began. "Fred," Maria mumbled in a tone that echoed exhaustion, but with a hint of etiquette. "I know what you're going to say, and I don't think I can do it." Whoa, not so fast. Things have changed, Fred insisted firmly, and they're gonna keep on changing. Maria rolled his eyes and pushed his hat towards the back of his head as beads of perspiration trickled down to the end of his nose. We've been through this before. Nothing changes. Remember, even you said that. Fred stared into the bottom of the glass of whiskey and watched the last drops disappear as he tilted it back. Somewhere he knew Maria was right, but like a stubborn old dog, he was not ready to accept this. The defeat that rolls in your brain like a bad whiskey was not evident in his eyes. Fred smiled, a somewhat wicked grin, and said, I say a lot of things. It's good to know you listen on occasion. One day you might actually learn something. Maria was thinking. He looked up suddenly at Fred, a gleam of suspicion passing through his eye like the flame that lingers on the end of a cigarette, lit by the Mexican elders who drink the sharp, clear cartenza in the hot noonday sun. What? What means this? This woe? Who is woe? It is nothing. It is a word spoken by my people on the sands of California. Maria had heard Fred talk before of California, of the men who stood upon the long wooden boards and rode the fierce, resisting sea, of the men who smoked the strange weed that makes them weak and languorous and filled with hungers, and their women with the strange breasts that were always firm, who came from this land. This is how things have changed. The train now leaves. At midnight, the Inglese will be here to take us to the mountain, badhemingway.com. Take us to the mountain where we have hidden the machina. Do you have bullets for the machina? We have many bullets. They are good bullets, and we can kill many fascists. What will the train carry? The train carries the bulls that run. We must get those bulls from the fascists. Bulls, thought Maria. All my life I have wished to have the bulls that run. If my name was not Maria, I would have been a great fighter of bulls in the arenas of Pamplona. Then I could have gone to California. I could have seen the women with the strange breasts. badhemingway.com, Chapter 1. I guess this is what she's reading in her spare time. What else? No. I can't trigger the alarm. If I trigger the alarm, I'll have to do this all again. I'll save just to spare anyone who could possibly be watching this. The aggravation I'll save in case something goes wrong. Where's the freaking camera computer? Is there no computer which controls the cameras? I heard a computer sound. Where is it? Nothing here? Okay, I guess there's nothing. Guess that's it. Nothing to report. Where does that? Oh, that just leads back upstairs.
I
Yes,
doubt it
that's
would be
all.
a simple matter of finding.
I'm pretty sure I can find Beefman and kill him without too much trouble. The ambient noise. Classic 90s ambient noise. Like 3 valves to go for what? I feel like this might get me in trouble. I'm shutting off the milk, aren't I? I'm shutting off the milk supply. They're gonna be like, Brover, what have you done? Completed. What have I accomplished? What have you done, Brover? You monster. You've disabled the milk. The crystalline milk which we consume. Which is consumed by every member. The goats. Okay, I'm out of here. Ooh, wee. My crystal milk. Jump. Go. Jump. Go. Yes. Oh. Go, go. Yeah. Oh. Okay. There's got to be a ladder or something. There we go. I found out what happens if I go here. I'm using my bioelectric energy and I'm risking my life for what will probably be nothing essential. What is this? Of what do you speak, Brova? Oh, bioelectric cell, that's nice. This. Okay, enough screwing around. Let me go kill Beefman. And go and assassinate Beefman. A nice,
Oh dear.
a nice simple mission. Quick in and out. 12 minutes. Single episode adventure.
Oh wow, you're Tresca.
I'm Trescon. Hello. I'm Trescon. Coffee restores health? Is that what I just read? Since this is a separate day, I wonder if they've replenished items and such. There could be all different stuff in these rooms. Multi-tool. How many skill points do I have? 2, 4, 4, 5. My computer is maxed out. Picking environmental training. My electronics is only level 1. Why did I put a point in environmental training? Oh well. It's worked out so far. Oh. No one's gonna get mad if I shoot this open, will they? Oh, door strength is infinite. I think maybe I have a key. Do not. I do not. It's time to get out of here.
To bless this holy food.
Find this beef man. And I will kill him. Goodbye, my beloved Goat City. How hard would it be for me to get up that thing a second time? Well, I don't actually need to get up there. I'll stop distracting myself and I'll go shoot Beef Man. Should only take a minute. I don't know if I killed those people or if they were dead by someone else's hand.
This is terrible.
But yeah, I have to deal with this later. Be alert equals true. Abomination is already dead. They still have the Silver Dragon. I assume there'll be all kinds of auto guns and probably some guards will be resurrected. But nothing I can't... Oh, I can't go in through here. Oh, I can. How interesting. How fascinating. Threat neutralized. Oh shit, that's him. I thought that was a statue. Well, you see, I have this thing. I have the anti... Uh-oh. What's he doing? I have the anti-dragon gun. He died instantly. Too bad about my aim. Someone's shooting at me. Oh, it's this auto gun. Okay, no problem. No problem at all. I have radar transparency. Renders me invisible to electronic sensors. What the?
There. May the power of Lamar help me slay this heretic.
Where is he? Where is this Joker?
You will not defeat me, heretic. So you think you can hide from the ever-vigilant eye of Lamar? Do you? Think again. Come up from your hiding and face your time. He has injured me, but I shall continue.
So, you think you can hide from the ever-vigilant eye of Lamar, do you?
It would be fun to do this nice and tidy and stealthy. I mean... I guess technically what I'm doing is stealthy, but not so much tidy crap. I am using stealth, but not for the purposes of minimizing casualties. Aw, crap. Oh man, I saved way back in here. Okay, but I didn't really do anything. I just basically traveled there. Okay. Let me try a different approach. Well, I'm always gonna blow up the dragon. So initially, at least, I'm gonna go aloud. Am I going back in? I think I'm going back into the template. Yep, I am.
What was today's blessing?
Look, my water droplets.
Oh dear. I hope I didn't.
It's indistinguishable from reality. Look, the simulation, it's so complete. It's like I'm really there. What if there was like a fantasy RPG made with this engine? That'd be exquisite. Ye old goat krill.
Hey, aren't you Trestcon?
Well. No. I'm gonna start firing off some of these PS20s because they're taking up inventory space. I only have one? I thought I had 6. Okay, well, all the more reason to blast it off. Be funny if I saved it and shot Beefman with it. That'd be so funny. I don't think I should start firing off shots out here. Out here in the middle of the firewalls. Stealth kill. I'm gonna count that as a stealth kill. Is this guy gonna spot me and shoot me in the head? Why am I using that stupid knife when I have this? Stealth kill. Show me what you got, heretic. Is there a secret way inside here? Are you just fine with all that, Firewall? Oh my goodness. You recorded my deviancy. Okay, that will save me from perhaps getting ambushed on my way out. Let me use my anti-dragon launcher. I can't be killed by any dragons utilizing this special weapon. Oh, Dragon launcher. Oh, Gonzo. Oh my god. He shot the door. Oh. Threat neutralized. Okay, let me try and be somewhat more careful. Got her. No, 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 no. Did I just kill myself? I did. Good thing I saved moments ago. Mere moments ago, I saved... Did I not find a regular bioelectric cell in the water? When I was in the template? He's dead. Oh boy, here I go killing again. Pew, pew. Oh, he's behind there.
You're not allowed to be here. May the power of Lamar help you slay this heretic.
Okay, I didn't really do it stealthy. I'm stuck on the door. I'm stuck on the door.
May the power of Lamar help you slay this heretic.
Oh lord. Oh, that guy got set on fire.
All the rest of you damn heretics.
Did they add that running around animation? I don't think that was in the base game. Okay, now I'm nice and healthy. Now what I'm gonna do is... Where is the security... Okay, the security terminal is on the right side of the building. So if I can get to it, I can turn the turrets against them. That would be most excellent. That would be most excellent, Brover. But of course, radar transparency does not work on flesh eyeballs. Aye. Pew. That's what you get for being nosy. Pew, pew. Ah, I'm burning. I'm burning up. Okay, I survived that encounter. That's a positive thing. And now I shall move to here, where I believe waiting for me is the security computer. Friday Night Firefight. Oh, I already read that. Did see that restraint? I'm such a good spy. I could have shot that guy easily, and I did not.
Hello? Serve as an example to all the rest of you damn heretics.
I need to get to Abomination's office. Or I can just shoot them all one by one. That's what's gonna happen anyway. That's what's gonna happen.
You're not allowed to be here.
Shut up. Shut up, you buffoon. Just move in and out of the vents like a ghost.
I heard something.
Like the ghost that walks. Give me my 25 exploration bonus. Disappear into the shadows. You are so predictable. You fools! Scramble grenade. Does scramble grenade work on autoguns? What is this again? A vortex grenade. I'm saving it for what I believe will be the final boss.
So you think you can hide from the ever-vigilant Eye of Lamar? Do you? Think again.
He will be back. I like the scene. Oh yes.
Protect me. Time to meet your unholy maker, infidel. Come out from your hiding and time to meet your unholy maker, infidel. Defeat me, heretic. Come back and fight me like may the power of Lamar. Has injured me.
Damn.
Shall continue to fight in the name of Lamar.
I didn't realize there was 2 dudes in there. Is Abomination's office on the other side, perhaps? I could be remembering it wrong. There, a heretic. Shut up. Ah. Oh. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas.
Come out from your hiding and face your great
Holy moly. It's a lot more dudes than I was
He
expecting.
has injured me, but I shall continue to fight.
It's gonna set off the alarm. I guess that's redundant at this point. The door blown up.
I shall keep an eye out for further disturbances. Who's that? The power of Lamar, he'll slay this heretic. The power of Lamar, he'll slay this heretic. So you think you can hide from the ever-vigilant Eye of Lamar? Do you? Think again. You will not defeat me, heretic. May the power of Lamar.
Okay. This isn't what I was aiming for, but hopefully it will accomplish the same thing. This gun is shooting at my enemies.
I shall find you. Oh yes, with the aid of Lamar. You will not defeat me, heretic.
Ew. That's nice. Took care of these 2 for me. That's something. Still have no idea where Abomination's office is. Could have sworn it was on this floor somewhere. Nice. The auto gun's watching my back. Ha ha! Get him! Ha 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 ha!
May the power of Lamar.
You fools. The new security chief's log, Lama Temple, the holiest sites. I feel truly honored to be appointed to this position by High Priest Beefman. I must admit I was a bit miffed to have to give away all my possessions to the faith and move from my nice apartment in the downtown area to the slums. But this gift more than makes up for it. I now have my own, well, not my own, but an area appointed to me in the actual temple itself. I must get to business ensuring the safety of the great Beefman. First, delete new security login information that must be distributed to my underlings. Username Llama Security. Password Lamar Watches. 13. Yes, I'm sure this will please all that are authorized to know it. Also a reminder to myself, find out what my actual title is. I can't use this. Okay, I don't need this. Give me this, and I'll eat it right now. I don't need to go in here anyway. This takes me back to where... Ooh! This takes me back to where the temples were. I mean the tablets. I'm done with the tablets. Ooh, 45 ammo. Didn't expect it to just be sitting on the table like that. Okay. I think the only person left alive at this point is Beefman behind his force field. So I gotta figure out a way to take that down. Where the hell is Abomination's office? Ooh, a lockpick. As per the exalted High Priest Beefman's specifications, I have programmed his protective force field to automatically disable upon the destruction of all 4 auto turrets. This way he may heroically engage any would-be assassins himself if they succeed in disabling his defenses. As he put it, if any cowardly goat manages to best his turrets, the assassin will deserve the honor of dying at the High Priest's own hands. Okay, well, thank you for that. I will take that into account. I bet this is going to be what's-his-name's office. Well, maybe not. Is it a whole lot? Yep, this is it. At least I got some 45 ammo for it. Let's pretend that I just stealthed my way all the way in here. You know what? I bet I had the key as well. Pretend I stealthed my way in here and hacked this computer, and then oh, nothing I can do. Okay, so I gotta take out the turrets. Good thing I've spent the entire game hoarding ammunition and weapons. Pew!
I see him not.
Pew! That's 2. That's 3. Okay, he looks like he's gonna be super fast and shooty. It may behoove me to save my game. Jay-Z? Where's the last turret? Hello? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Silly me. Oh, here he comes. Got him. So that's Beef Man. Let me cremate his remains. No, wait. I should let people find his body. What does this do? Oh. Cool. Ah. There's no way to hack it. Well, mission accomplished. Piece of cake. A walk in the park. I guess I wiped the goats out for good. I mean, the llamas. Wiped the llamas out for good. I know what I'm doing. You think I'm just running around shooting people like I'm playing Cruelty Squad? I ain't.
I can't believe they haven't just banned.
I did it, right? I assassinated Beefman. I gotta claim my reward. I should check with Alpha to see what they were talking about. Who is Alpha? Is he the one investigating the bombing? Maybe I preemptively completed a mission related to the bombing investigation. On accident, I got ahead of the game. I think I like this sensitivity for aiming. It's a little bit more chill, but when I'm navigating menus, it's a little bit more like...
The high priest to bless this holy...
Boop.
Oh,
If I go to restore default, that was the default? Oh, yeah, this is fine. Oh yeah, that's okay. Now I have to readjust to having a super fast mouse again. Yeah, this is fine.
The high priest to bless
I don't know why I changed it in the first place.
the high priest to bless this holy. Oh dear. I hope I didn't forget to turn the milk off.
He looks like Jock. He looks like Jock.
Oh
Jock
dear.
with gray hair. Who
I
does
hope
this
I didn't
look like?
forget to turn the milk off.
Oh crap, this part again. Is this just the way they expect me to get through? Seems odd.
Oh, what was today's blessing? Curses. I've forgotten. I must go check again.
Now. Mission accomplished, Brover.
Did you ever doubt me?
I wiped out
Well
the
done,
llamas.
Chestcon. You have lived up to our every
The llamas are the other ones,
You
right?
fully deserve
We're the
more.
goats. I remember that.
Ah, yes. The reward. Hand it over.
As promised, 1,000 credits, 1 augmentation upgrade canister, a silencer, and an accuracy weapon mod. Here are the credits. You'll find the rest behind the statue over there. This key will open it.
So, have we won the war now?
Not yet. Without the High Priest to inspire them, the forces of the Llamas are greatly weakened. Soon, we will strike at them and hopefully take their temple without too much bloodshed.
Our greatest concern is Abomination. the
I killed him.
Watchman. He is a mighty warrior.
I defeated him.
I took him out already. He's dead.
You killed Abomination? That's unbelievable!
You continue to amaze us, Trestcon.
I had hoped to bring A-bomb down myself. But I see no reason to be jealous of your accomplishment. We were planning to issue a bounty on his head, but now that you've taken care of the problem, it's yours. Here, 500 additional credits.
That wasn't necessary, but I'll gladly accept it.
But go now, Trestcon. Leave us to our planning. Walk with the stride of a true hero of the goats. Your name shall be engraved in the Hall of Prayers for all to see. You have served us well.
Great.
I can't begin to show you an adequate amount of gratitude for what you've done for us. You are truly a great crusader, Trescon.
I believe you were chosen as the vessel of our most holy goat god, Oon. Surely this is the only explanation for your overpowering success.
You have accomplished more for us in 2 days than the entire religion has since the dawn of time.
Ow. I'm awesome. She said behind the statue? Did she say behind this statue? She said to get my reward from behind the statue. What statue?
Your service is flawless, Trestcon. I wish I could do more to show you how truly grateful we are.
What's that? Am I imagining that she said, check behind the statue for my reward? What the bloody hell? How do I check my keys? Athena's goat template safe password. Okay. Athena's goat template.
I hope I didn't forget to turn the milk off. The high priest to bless this holy food.
So annoying.
What was today's blessing? Curses. I've forgotten. I must go check again.
Maybe she's talking about one of these? There we go. Okay. Presentation upgrade. Scope and silencer. Alright. This thing, it could come in handy. I don't need this. Let's start with silencer. I don't believe I have anything that... I guess, yeah, might as well. Accuracy. Can always have this be more accurate. Augmentation canister. Okay, what will I have to be? Full power. This. The drone can take heavy damage and has a strong EMP attack. Yeah, let's do it. Power drain is reduced significantly. Yeah, that's cool too. I guess I use this more. And I can still access the level 4 of all of these upgrades by activating this. But at increased power drain. But if I really need a powerful drone, I still have access to it. And I use my radar transparency all the time. I guess radar transparency could substitute for EMP attacks as well, because I'm usually using it to get by bots and cameras. That's what I usually use EMP attacks against. But if I have radar transparency, I can just run past them. So it kind of works out. Wait, what did they tell me to do? They told me to just leave them alone. I need to go to the bar now and check with Alpha.
The high priest to bless this.
Check with Alpha. The blessed Oon.
Oh, what was today's blessing? Hey, aren't you Trescon? Wow. Oh wow, you're Trescon.
Not one medical bot in the whole city? Dead body of Thog. Ooh, he's got Zyme on him. Oh, crystal milk. How silly of me, not Zyme. Crystal milk it is. Zyme doesn't exist in this reality. People are drinking crystal... What if I drank crystal milk? Should I drink some? Oop. Whoa. It's milky. Is this Alpha?
Trust me. Hey, you're back from DXI. How did it go?
It went fine. Never mind about that. What's going on here? Did someone blow up your bar?
Exploded. Burned down. So, old charcoal. My entire bar. My life. How did you know?
I found the men responsible. They're dead now. 4 of them.
Is that...
Did I?
That's good news. Who do they work for? Why did they bomb my bar?
They worked for World Corp. I don't know why Scar hired them.
Because he's a vindictive asswipe.
Attempts to take over my bar. You can't buy me, you might as well bomb me.
I'll make sure he doesn't get away with that.
No, there's nothing you can do. You've got more important business to see to you. Winkelman has told me what you're doing. You can't afford the time to see this through. I'll take it out with Cashew. He'll know what to do about Scara.
Alright. I wish you the best of luck with that then.
Oh, I almost forgot. Your reward. Here, this is something a guy from ABI forgot in my bar a few days ago. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but Winkelman told me it's a very powerful battery. He thinks it's built for a weapon of some kind. Maybe you can find a use for it. There's also this, 460 credits, which is all I've got on me right now. Once I get the bar up again, you get all the free alcohol you can drink.
Thanks, Alpha. This is quite enough. I'm
A
just glad I
gib
could-
battery.
No, I'm glad, Truskin. Come back when the bar is up and running again, please. You'll be the guest of honor.
I will. And once again, good luck repairing the bar.
I doubt I'll ever be able to fully repay you, Truskin. Once the bar is back up, I'll throw a party in your...
I can go in the bar? Cool. I don't know why, but cool. Was anyone killed in the explosion? They never said.
Gunpowder. That is so strange. Driscoll, watch out!
Winghuman. What's going on, Winghuman? Jackie?
Jesus, Driscoll, that was close. Are you alright?
Yes, I'm quite fine, thank you. I'm here to tell you I know who did this.
What? Really? Who?
4 World Corp thugs. Found them in a condemned building down the street, laying low.
I sent them to Mr. Downstairs.
Yes, one of them was wearing a shirt from a World Corp uniform. The idiot.
That's not enough to move against Scara, but I'll keep working here, and maybe we'll find enough evidence to build a case.
Good luck with that. I have other business to attend to in the meantime.
Oh, I almost forgot. I've been dying to hear how that fat rifle performs in...
I couldn't get it. The code he gave me wouldn't work.
Well, see, that rifle was sort of large, and when you're on a mission somewhere, you're very unlikely to come across new equipment. You gotta think carefully about what weapons to bring.
You did use it?
I had to prioritize, and it seemed to me that this assault rifle does the exact same thing, only more efficiently. Sorry.
Oh, well, okay. No problem. I was just curious. Hey, have some 30-06 on me.
Thanks, Wing. I'll see you around.
Good luck. Damn, I'm going to need a good long bath when I get home.
God, this
Why do
place
they
is
have a
freaking mess.
soundtrack
It'll
just
take us
for being
forever
in the
to do it
burned
all
out
over
bar?
again.
Not that I'm
I
complaining.
just gotta be devastated. This bar was his life, his dream. He was the bar.
But I could have easily never come in here. A 40 survived. Alcoholic beverages. Multi-tool. Bioelectric cell. All useful. All useful good stuff. 10mm ammo. What is this? I want the contents of this. Give them to me. Give it to me. Oh, calm down. What's wrong? It's just me. Don't tell me Winku Man's hostile. Range. Boop. Beep, boop, boop, bop, boop. Credit shit, med kit. Riot prod. Med kit. Do not be hostile, Winku Man. I will be forced to thrash you.
I'm pretty sure PDX will help us out, though. Kashu and Phasmatis were regulars here.
Phasmatis. Okay.
Want to get the bar up and running again?
Now, what's next on the agenda? The only pilot in the city, Kevo-sama, was kidnapped by DxO yesterday. Find the eyewitness Vavrek near the helipad in the slums and question him about the incident. I doubt I'll have time to do... Well, I won't have time to do that. But you know what I do have time for? Burning through another quick chapter of Twist. Ah, my favorite place. The public library inside of Deus Ex. My favorite place in the whole world. Okay, we did 7, now we are on 8. Chapter 8, Triads. The sword killed more men as an argument than it did as a weapon. The Triads of Hong Kong were at war. The Luminous Path blamed the Red Arrow for offenses it did not commit, and vice versa. Stuck somewhere in between the two, in the middle, writhing out in the proverbial no man's land, was everything and everybody else. Both triads operated openly on the streets. The Chinese government did not interfere because in their eyes the triads protected Hong Kong from outside influences and operated as what they pretended to be, businessmen. Very harsh businessmen. There was a movie about triads called Election that I enjoyed very, very much. Both groups forced the populace into associating with them. Both groups attempted to grow out over the other, to control the city and flourish with strength. Presently, however, no such things were being accomplished. The triads had become too destructive, backing even the most minor of all squabbles with force, bringing damage not only upon their enemies but upon themselves. The Luminous Path frequently shrank back into their abode, Tracer Tong residing amongst them, and the Red Arrow continued to do the same, running their popular club, the Lucky Money. The Chinese government had actually become more fond, if you could say they were very fond of either triad, of the Red Arrow because of its influence upon not only the population of China, but also the economy. The Red Arrow ran its clubs, ran its businesses, but some time ago it had crossed a line not meant to be crossed. Its former leader had been discovered stealing from VersaLife, Forsaken Technology, and was murdered soon after. MJ-12 was responsible for this death. MJ-12 was responsible for VersaLife, and when the Red Arrow stepped into its business, it pushed it back out. Forcefully. And then established securities that would make sure it would never happen again. The Red Arrow had a pet project, a secret weapon called the Dragon's Tooth. It was a very special sword that utilized nanotech technology to remain permanently extraordinarily sharp. It endlessly emitted a blue electric glow from its blade, and its bite was enough to render any man lifeless in one strike. With this weapon, the Red Arrow could prevail, but after the Red Arrow's leader was assassinated, its toy was taken away. One of MJ-12's countermeasures was its development of Maggie Chow. Maggie, a former actress and snake as she was, came into power suspiciously after the murder of the former Red Arrow leader. Chow stole the Dragon's Tooth in the name of MJ-12. Nobody knew it. Some suspected it, but nobody could prove it, because the right people covered it up. And thus MJ-12 successfully occupied both triads with each other. The Red Arrow blamed the Luminous Path for the disappearance of the Dragon's Tooth. The Luminous Path denied. Debate spread, guns were drawn. For a while, the Red Arrow seemed the more powerful of the two, but after Paul's death and then JC's, the Luminous Path began to resist and lash out with such a great force that surprised the Red Arrow. Of course, fire was fought with fire, and things slipped into a very grave state of skirmishes and assassinations. Neither triad was growing, only shrinking. Gordon Quick reflected on all of this as he massed himself in the shadow of an alley on the Hong Kong Canal Road. All of this except MJ-12, of course, which he and most others knew nothing about. To him, it was just an escalating war that he finally admitted needed end. No matter what the fighting traditions of the triads might say, good had yet to come out of the spent bullets and bodies. The towering structures of Hong Kong stretched endlessly above him, tossing their stonework, metalwork, and glasswork hands upward to the sky with a frowning, anxious expression. Radiantly lit signs hung at their sides, like a sad boy holding a set of brightly colored balloons. The sidewalk running along the rows of structures and no street between them, but instead formed a deep canal. Its water lapped lazily. A chill wind crept along Gordon's skin. Nothing else was heard. Gordon, belonging to the Luminous Path, had been returning from business on Tonochi Road to the Triad's compound in the nearby Wanzai Market. He had been ambushed intentionally or not, he did not know, by a small band of ill-tempered Red Arrow patriots. One of them he had knocked unconscious. The rest followed him in pursuit. Gordon was unsure if he had lost them or not, and had not gotten the chance to count their numbers. Gordon stood still. From his current viewpoint, he could only make out a couple of Hong Kong police officers standing against a brightly lit poster decoratively covering the wall of one building. He heard a boat glide by in the waters beneath him, but could not see it. Carefully, he stepped out onto the pavement and glanced over the rail with one hand closed around it. The small fishing vessel had stopped at a lesser wooden pier on the water below. Its worn owner clambered up onto the dock, and it rocked slowly beneath his weight. He reached back into his sampan and from it fabricated a bundle of meats, stuffing them beneath one arm. The soiled man disappeared into an alcove and through a thick metal door. Gordon resolved that he had lost his pursuers and drew his hand away from his concealed weapon. With one palm he rubbed the beading sweat from his shaven head and began to walk vigilantly along the road. He had not let his guard down when the knife spun. He had not let his guard down when the knife spun, cut cleanly through the air, intended for his head. He leaned backwards. He leaned backwards. It brushed past his body and struck the wall with a clatter, then fell. Their second ambush attempt had met similar failure. Gordon heard padding footsteps behind him. Drawing his gun and spinning around with an extended leg at the same time, his foot immediately met the attacker's neck. The attacker stumbled stupidly, momentarily stunned. Gordon seized this opportunity to execute a series of hits, a combination of kicks and a final jab that sent the attacker tumbling down into the water. Gordon saw three others. Two were on one side of the canal, one of them had been the knife thrower, the other sported a sidearm. The third approached from the same direction as the first had come. He brandished a shotgun and aimed in Gordon's direction. Not too far away, the two Hong Kong police officers reflected on the situation. "Who do you think is going to win?" the first asked plainly. "I don't know," the other said. "Think I can hit one from here?" He raised his pistol. Gordon smashed the newly approaching assaulter on the temple with a precise blow. He landed a kick to the Red Arrow follower's teeth and then spun and kicked him on the side. The man crumpled to the pavement. A bullet grazed past Gordon's shoulder. He hit the ground and rolled, pivoting between the columns of the railing, and hung on the ledge for a split second before dropping into the ominously dark water that seemed to swallow all sensations. Bullets soundlessly pierced the surface above him. They trailed slowly around him like metal raindrops, gleaming reflections of whatever light they caught. Gordon could see the twisting visage of the one firing the gun. It was the one that had been with the knife thrower. The gun-wielder's red cloak was a distorting smear seen through the water's surface. He stood out because of the black sky leaning over the railing. He stood out against the black sky leaning over the railing. Bright bubbles of fizzling light appeared in front of him, and with each such flash a new bullet came. There was a pause. The gun-wielder stopped to reload. His head suddenly seemed to rupture, and he leaned forward and toppled into the canal. Gordon watched the corpse explode through the soft shell of the water's surface. A bursting mist and excited crowd of bubbles momentarily swarming up around the limp body like a crowd of locusts. Then all went still. The corpse stared at Gordon. It drifted motionlessly, an image frozen in time. Oop. Oop. Nice shot, the officer said. He raised his own rifle and pointed it at the last participant in the preceding skirmish, who had turned and began to flee. The officer squeezed, and with a jolt he saw the last man seem to catch his foot on something, his back projecting a crimson mist, and then land face first on the ground and lay still. Think the luminous path associate got away, he said. Who knows, the other spoke, and holstered his weapon. Gordon grabbed hold of the dock and lifted himself out of the canal. He would have to follow the sampan owner's path to get out onto the streets again. He suddenly noted that the thick metal door in the alcove was actually the back door to a kitchen, and that he was very hungry. That's actually the map's layout. If you fall into the canal, you can go up through a wooden thing, a wooden path that goes up the wall. And there's a door that leads you to the kitchen of a Chinese restaurant. Oh. There's something wrong with him, Alex Jacobson said. I know there's something wrong with him, just paced back and forth in the warehouse they had retreated to. It was the same one the rest of Dom's team had occupied nights before. They had nowhere else to go. I know there is. Damn it, he's not himself. Jaime gnawed at his nails. There was a pause. That was, Jacobson stammered with a look of deep anxiety. That was too much. I mean, sure, UNATCO deserved a little shaking up for what it had sunk into, especially Manderley. He was a snake. But most of those people were just doing their job. I knew a lot of them. Jaime operated on some of those people, saving their lives. You can't just walk in and slaughter everybody. He stood up and paced over to a grime-veiled wall, pushing his hands flat against it, hanging his head down low. Jaime blinked. They got us out. Yes, Jacobson said, turning around. They got us out. They also destroyed everything in their path. He shook his head and sighed. I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble handling this. All of this. He began to massage his temples, eyes closed. We're out now, and we're with them, so there's not much we can do about it. Jock suddenly stated from the shadows. He had his hands in his pockets, and his eyes were hidden beneath the sunglasses that he still hadn't bothered to remove. What matters is now. We have to leave the city. They'll be tearing it apart by sunrise. We probably have a bounty on our heads already. Where would we go? Dom asked. He had stepped into the room while Jock was speaking. Nobody noticed. Now they all looked at him like he had a tumor, as though he had 48 hours to live. Fear dabbled with anger mixed with anxiety swimming in their eyes. And how would we get there? Dom finally continued, realizing he had paused and no one had yet answered. We'll need a chopper, Jock said. They impounded mine when they detained us, and we can't take a public flight. They don't know your names, but they know ours, and we're going to Hong Kong. If Dom was surprised, he didn't show it on his face. What's in Hong Kong? He asked dryly. Tong. Tracer Tong, Jacobson explained. J.C. Denton. He planned on going to Hong Kong, after he escaped. Tong had the power to stop J.C.'s kill switch. Kill switch? Dom inquired. Yeah, UNATCO had the power to kill its agents with the push of a button, or by saying a phrase. They had that much control. JC had about 12 hours to get his kill switch neutralized before he would have died. He never got out of UNATCO, you know that. Neither did Paul. Tong is a powerful ally, Jock said. He's part of the Luminous Path, the Triad in Hong Kong. Things are violent over there right now. I'd give you the full story, but we don't have the time. We should already be on the move. Tong knows things about UNATCO, about all the conspiracy theories, and about MJ-12. MJ-12? Dom interrupted. His head was still swimming. He was a close friend of Paul. He trusted Paul. We can't trust him. We can trust him. Dom glanced at Jess. He said more to himself, where else would we go? Jess nodded. They had to leave the city and they had to go far away. So what better place than somewhere where they might be able to gain a friend and pick up the pieces? Right, she said. We'll go. How do we get a chopper? Jock frowned. I know it's a long shot, but we'd be much better off with a stealth chopper. With my old one. It's being taken to an isolated helipad in Manhattan. MJ-12 has those in Hong Kong too, so we'll have to be careful when we go. How do we know where to find this helipad? Jess asked. I've been there. I've seen other choppers impounded there. Every chopper gets impounded there by default. We just need to hope it hasn't been moved yet. Oh, that reminds me. The chopper was bugged to begin with, which I can easily purge if we recover it. That's why we got caught the first time around. There was another uncomfortable pause. Brian was scribbling on a crossword puzzle in a newspaper he had found. Dom doubted he had heard anything that was going on. So you suggest we go get your chopper back then, Dom stated. He nodded, already dreading another uncontrollable outburst on his part. He badly wanted to speak to Jess about it, to explain that something was wrong with him, that he felt like a puppet. He wanted to scream about the whispering in his head, and he almost did at one point, only to be met with a shrieking pain in his brain, and a barely distinguishable screeching voice telling him not to mention it, never to mention it. There was something wrong with him. We're still bugged, Jaime suddenly said, standing up. What? 3 others said at the same time. Jock, Alex, we didn't have time to talk about it at UNATCO because we were separated. They didn't just bug your chopper, because how was I found? I was bugged, and if I was bugged, you were bugged. Hell, they'll know where we are within hours, minutes. They'll recover some kind of order and realize that we're gone and need to be accounted for. He paused. They might already be on their way. We're going, Dom said, regardless of his weariness. He probably hadn't slept in 48 hours. Now. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 5 more chapters to go. I guess I'll stop here. Let's pretend I'm sitting down.
The autobiography of Star goes under Animals of Deus Ex? No. Under developers references, I think.
What if I punch Walton Simons? Well, he's only unconscious, luckily. See if he says something.
I have some
Of course.
I'll get...
Goodbye.
Oh my god. I punched out my best friends. How come Walton... Oh, okay. There's a certain strike I can do that knocks them out instantly, it seems. Let's test it out on this lady.
I just hope the firewalls can keep World Corp out of the downtown. Sure, I never liked the firewalls, but I
Look in the other direction.
better than those gangsters.
There you go. Wow, cool. So I don't even need cattle prods. I don't need this. Well, I guess this comes in handy if they see me and I'm fighting them face to face. I can prod them.
Identifying anomaly.
Okay. Bye-bye.